Oh yeah, I'm back. Put your glasses on and get your popcorn for this one. Today we're reviewing the top 5 greatest films about Chicago sports. Let's get it. Eight Men Out tells the story of the Chicago Black Sox scandal in which they threw the World Series in 1919. This sports drama film is based on Elliot Asinoff's 1963 book, 8 Men Out, The Black Sox and the 1919 World Series. It was written and directed by John Sayles, and the film is a dramatization of Major League Baseball's Black Sox scandal, in which 8 members of the Chicago White Sox conspired with gamblers to intentionally lose the 1919 World Series. This film stars up-and-coming stars like John Cusack, Charlie Sheen, and acting veterans like Christopher Lloyd. The 1919 Chicago White Sox are considered among the greatest baseball teams ever assembled. However, the team's stingy owner, Charles Comiskey, gives little inclination to reward his players for a spectacular season. Gamblers, Sleepy Bill Burns and Billy Mahara, get wind of the players' discontent, asking shady player Chick Gandil to convince a select group of White Sox, including star knuckleball pitcher Eddie Cicotte and shoeless Joe Jackson, that they can earn more money by playing badly and throwing the series than they could earn by winning the World Series against the Cincinnati Reds. The movie just about broke even in the box office, but is a pivotal history lesson for Chicago sports fans for sure. Rookie of the Year is a 1993 American sports comedy film starring Thomas Ian Nicholas and Gary Busey. The cast also includes Dan Hedaya, Amy Morton, Bruce Altman, as well as John Candy in an uncredited role. It also stars Daniel Stern, who also directed in his feature film directorial debut. The story goes Henry Ron Gardner, an unskilled little leaguer who dreams of playing in the major leagues, breaks his arm catching a fly ball. When the doctor removes his cast, he discovers Henry's tendons have healed a little too tight, enabling Henry to throw the ball with incredible force. At Wrigley Field during a Chicago Cubs game, Henry's friends get a home run ball hit by the visiting Montreal Expos. Observing the Wrigley Field tradition of throwing the ball back to the field following an opposing home run, Henry throws it so hard that it reaches home plate 435 feet away on the fly. Desperate to save the club from declining attendance, General Manager Larry Fisher looks to recruit Henry. Manager Sal Martinella visits Henry at home with a radar gun and discovers Henry can pitch at over 100 miles per hour. For the remainder of the season, Henry juggles the culture shock of playing in the major league alongside one of his heroes. Brian's Song is one of the greatest films about Chicago sports. It is starring 2 great actors in their heyday. Brian Piccolo is played by James Cain, and Gale Sayers is played by Billy D. Williams. They are teammates on the mid-60s Chicago Bears, at a time when professional football still bears a certain amount of race-based segregation. The growing friendship between White Piccolo and Black Sayers, as well as their wives, Joy, played by Shelley Fabares, and Linda, played by Judy Pace. The film becomes a symbol of harmony during the Civil Rights era. That bond grows stronger still when Piccolo receives some shattering and unexpected news. Ultimately, in the film, Brian Piccolo dies, and James Cain does an award-winning acting job. This film was a made-for-TV film and ended up winning an Emmy in 1973. The Last Dance was the much-awaited documentary about Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls' last championship run in 1998. The doc came just at the right time in the middle of the pandemic in 2020. All sports fans took a nostalgic blast to the past to see just how great and popular that Bulls team was. The 10-part series featured 83 interviews from people like Obama, Kobe Bryant, and even Carmen Electra. Some say it was all about Michael Jordan highlights and was just an updated version of Come Fly With Me, which could be on this list as well. But most agree that was furthest from the truth, as each episode highlighted and interviewed all the key pieces to that team, like Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Phil Jackson, and even Steve Kerr. Guys like Scottie Pippen said that Michael made it all about him and was mad at the documentary for including some of Pippen's worst moments, which prompted him to write his book, Unguarded, Blasting Michael Jordan. Kids who thought LeBron was the greatest changed their mind after watching this series. And overall, this movie deserves all its praise and is an instant Chicago sports classic. Hoop Dreams is a film of two young basketball prospects from the city's West Side and Cabrini projects, and is a journey through their high school to college career. The film took over 7 years to create, and the documentary tracks the teens through adolescence to young growing college prospects. Both kids come from poor families and struggle to make ends meet. They go to the same private school, St. Joseph's, outside of the city. The most likely prospect, William Gates, starts as a freshman but suffers injuries and does not end up going downstate. Arthur Agee gets kicked out because of not paying tuition, but transfers and ends his career better than Gates, going downstate to compete for a championship. Both kids don't make it to the pros, and this film shows it's a rare thing to make it to the NBA. So when you guys get some time, sit down, watch these 5 films, and this will really show you about the passion of Chicago sports. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace out on my mama.